recall quickly. We understand one thing, that is, in the development of repository file we have three steps. One is called as creating physical layer. Second is creating BMM layer. BMM stands for business model and mapping layer. Third is called as creating presentation layer. Yesterday we went for the first step, that is called as creating physical layer. In creating physical layer, again we discussed, we have three major steps. One is called as creating connection. Second is called as importing metadata. Third is called as creating joins. These are the three major steps what we have. Next, we understand creating connection. Connections are two types. One is called as ODBC connection. Second is called as native connection. Native connection is the one which will become with the installation of OBIEE software. As of now, it is available for Oracle database, that is called as OCA 10G 11G. Oracle Call Interface, OCA stands for. Next one is called as DB2 database. Next one is Hyperion. Next one is S-based database. Next one is SAP database. These are the 5 database native connections are available. You can observe in that list. If first priority goes to native connection, whatever database you selected, for that database native connection is not available. In that situations, you need to go for ODBC connection. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. So you can use that one to connect to any other databases which are not available native connection. For example, yesterday we done Microsoft Office Excel database. Microsoft Office Excel database has no native connection. There is a reason we went for ODBC connection and we created and we imported the Excel database data. Now, importing metadata. While importing metadata, you need to have clarity. What are the tables you need to import? Okay, what are the views you need to import? What are the synonyms you need to import? You want keys or you don't want keys? This is what the clarity you need to have. This clarity you will get by seeing the requirement. Suppose you need to develop one report. That report contains data coming from 2 tables. Then you need to import also those 2 tables only. So you need to analyze what is your report's requirement end of the day. That report requires what are the columns. These columns are available in which are the tables. This kind of groundwork you need to do. That groundwork will give you answer what are the tables you need to import. Okay, once you imported the metadata, third major step is you need to create joins. Before going for joins, we need to make sure all our keys are defined. In the database level, keys are defined, there are no issues. If it is not defined, try to create your own keys in physical layer. Once keys creation is completed, then it's the right time to go for joins. We understood already in the database level we have some types of joins. One is called as equi-join, second is called as non-equi-join, third is called as outer join, fourth is called as self-join, fifth is called as cross-join. End of our OBIEE course, we are going to deal these 5 joins in our OBIEE also. As of now, we are dealing with 2 joins. One is called as foreign key join, second is called as complex join. Foreign key join is equivalent to equi-join in our database. Complex join is equivalent to non-equi-join in our database. As in the database type, first priority goes to equi-join, second priority goes to non-equi-join. Equi-join is not possible to go for non-equi-join. Similar to that, first priority in our OBIEE also, foreign key join, second priority is what, sir? Complex join. Foreign key join means it accepts only equal to operator, because I am saying it is a equi-join. Okay, complex join accepts any other operators apart from equal to. Okay, right. Next, once keys joins also completed, then we are good to go in the physical layer. 2 fact tables mean to say, right? Answer is yes. There is no restriction tool side. You can join 2 fact tables, but it is strongly not recommended. Fact table means what, sir? It contains huge amount of data. Another fact table means what, sir? It also contains huge amount of data. Because of these 2 huge amounts of data, query will not run. That's the one problem. Second problem is business scenario also like that will not exist. Why it will not exist, I will tell you. Let us say we have departments, we have sales department. Sales manager will concentrate only on sales data. No time will interact with the finance department, right? Finance data you don't want to analyze. And loyalty guy is there means he will be analyzing only loyalty data. You don't want sales data. What I am trying to say is each and every analyst will be separately available. One guy is taking care of sales means that's it. That guy will take care of sales only, end to end. One guy is taking care of loyalty means that's it. That guy will take care of end to end loyalty program only. So business also not ask you to join two fact tables. If that is the reason, okay. If you need to create that one, you can go for conformed dimensions and you can create mixed schema. You can go for conformed dimension, you can create mixed schema. Conformed dimension is what, sir? If it is shared by two or more than two fact tables, then it is called as conformed dimension. So your question is, can we join two fact tables? Answer is no. Answer is no. We cannot create. We should not create. Reason is performance will be affected. Performance will be affected. If your business is demanding that, then you can go alternate ways. What, sir? You can go for conformed dimensions and you can use that one. Okay, but directly this fact table, that fact table should not join. In between you need to introduce conformed dimension. Am I clear? Yes. Now today our agenda is perfect. The question is again here, one more question. What is the difference between ODBC 2.0 and ODBC 3.0? The answer is, we have older versions in the database, right? Let us say Oracle, if you take Oracle 8, Oracle 9, these are things are available. To contact those things, we need to go for old ODBC, that is 2.0. To contact higher version, let us say 10G or 11G, then we go for 3.0. I don't think so people are using still 9 and 8 of the Oracle database, right? So normally we will not go for ODBC 2.0, everyone will go for ODBC 3.0. Same explanation is applicable for other database also. That means SQL Server database also lower versions means 2.0, higher versions means 3.0. Okay, right. Today, yeah.
While we are importing the metadata, where in physical layer, metadata will come from only column names data.
Perfect. The question is here, whenever you are importing the metadata, entire data will come or only column names will come. You only saying importing metadata, right? That is metadata means what, sir? Column names, table names, column data type, column size only. Data we are not saying. Then that question is invalid. Yes. Metadata is going to store in a file, right? Yesterday I shown you, whenever you created, one file is creating the backend, right? BA11G instance 1, BA foundation, Oracle base, our component, core applications, repository. There we have your RPD name, B151. Right. Yesterday when I was created, the size of this is 2 KB only. Yesterday we completed physical layer. That's the reason the size is increased to where, sir? 4 KB. So whatever you imported the metadata, that is calendar table, products table, next customer table, orders table, these table names, these column names, these columns data types, this column size, everything is stored in this file. Okay. Any other questions? Count values. Count values also physically will be stored here. I mean to say, let me give one more time a question first of all. What is that guy question is? Let me open this one. File, open, next, offline. Yesterday we developed one thing that is called as B151 EBA. This is our RPD. What is the password yesterday we given, sir? RRITech123. Then this is what yesterday you developed. Now that guy question is, I can right click on this one and I can go for update row count. Whenever I've updated row count, then it's showing row count number, right? 474. That guy question is 474 where it is storing, correct? That in the runtime, whenever you right click and we are going for update row count, backend it is going and executing one SQL query, and it is giving that records. Once you got the result, that result is called as metadata. The result number is storing in the RPD file. I mean to say, if I close this one, if I reopen also, I can see here 474. Okay.
View data is also
Yeah,
there.
anything if you are going view data or whatever that may be, this data is not stored in the RPD file. In the runtime, it is executing a SQL query back into the database and it is giving the result. No data will be stored in our RPD file, only metadata will be stored. Metadata means only column names and data types of column and size of the column and table name. This data is coming in runtime from database to OBIEE. See, one thing clearly observe, sir. What is the size of our RPD file, sir? 4 KB. This data also stored here means, is it the 4 KB? Data also stored means, is it the 4 KB? No, not at all. The data is, lot of data is available. No SQL query also will be stored anywhere. In runtime, the SQL query will be created. No SQL query will be stored in our file. In runtime, SQL query will be created. Okay, perfect. Any other questions regarding physical layer? Right. Then it is good to go next layer, that is called as business model and mapping layer. Business model and mapping layer. That is what today our agenda. Now, in business model and mapping layer, the BMM layer is where physical schemas are simplified and reorganized to form the basis of user's view of the data. Here one important word is there, that is called as user's view of the data. User's view of the data. What is that meaning? Suppose as a technical person, you will be able to understand if I give an ACTL EXTND, then it means actual extended dollars. I am the business user, just I completed my MBA and I joined as a business analyst in your company. I will be in a position to understand ACTL EXT means it is a dollars? No. So I need to rename in such a way, the business user will be understanding this one. To rename like that is called as business view of the data. That means end of the day, whatever your physical layer tables and columns are available, those all things will simplify in such a way business user will be understand that one. Normally if you say the technical people, the way they are talking, the business users, the way they are talking is different. Yes or no? Simply they will say one thing, I want to know my inventory levels in my supermarket. What does that mean, sir? They want to know the stock, right? If I ask the same thing, technical person, they will say, okay, you need to pull this column from this table, you need to pull this column from this table, you need to pull this column from this table. That is the technical terminology. Inventory levels is what, sir? It's a business question. Business user don't know where the inventory column is available in which table. These all things stories you don't know. Just business question, and if the business question data if you provide, you know how to analyze that one. That's the reason in any project one post is there. The post is called as business analyst, BA, business analyst. That's where the high profiles. It may be through MBA background, that means business education background, or it may be sometimes our background also, technical people also. Those guys are too much experts. That means 8 or 9 years of experience they have. They are in a position to understand the domain knowledge. That means how the retail process is going on, how the banking process is going on. This is what called as domain knowledge. The domain knowledge they understand perfectly means those guys will be sitting in that position. Am I clear? Perfect. So we need to understand the word that is called as basis of the user's view of data. We are going to simplify the physical layer in such a way business user will understand that one. Right. Once it is done, then end of this one we are also going to understand different objects available in this one. And finally we are going to understand these are the steps how to make this one. the steps in building BMM layer, the steps in building BMM layer. First let me go with this one, then I will go back and I will show you the each and every point in the slide. Okay, first point is I want to create business BMM layer. Right, first point is what, sir? Create the logical business model. Create the logical business model. Here my words are very clear. I said clearly logical, right? So that is the reason this BMM layer is also called as one more name, that is called as logical layer. It's also called as what, sir? Logical layer. It's also called as business layer. Whatever terminology you are using, all are one and same. That means it may be BMM layer, it may be logical layer, it may be business layer. It may be BMM layer, it may be logical layer, it may be business layer. And I can say 90% of the work, 90% of the work will be available in only BMM layer. I mean to say the physical layer is, if you are given 1 day of time, that means 8 hours of time, I will divide the time as 1 hour for physical layer, 1 hour for presentation layer, remaining 6 hours for this one. That means most of the work is involved in which area, sir? BMM layer. BMM layer is the most time taking one, and functionalities, total functionalities will be involved only in BMM layer. Okay, right. In BMM layer, the first point what you need to understand is here I have business model and mapping. First I want to create here one business model. What is it, sir? I want to create one business model. Before going for the business model, I would like to ask one question. What do you mean by subject area, sir? What do you mean by subject area? In the data warehousing definition, I explained data warehouse is a subject-oriented database. Data warehouse is a subject-oriented database. I said this point, right? And also I given at the time some subject areas names. One is sales is one subject area, loyalty is one subject area, inventory is one subject area, finance is one subject area. Like this I give some names. Nothing but one subject area is nothing but, can I say, one business area? Sales is one business area. Loyalty is one business area. These are subject areas combinedly acting as what, sir? EBA. That means enterprise business warehouse. Yes or no? That means what I am trying to say is these are subject areas combinedly called as data warehouse. These are subject areas combinedly called as data warehouse. Subject area is also called as data mart. Subject area is also called as what, sir? Data mart. D-A-T-A-M-A-R-T. Data mart. Okay. Based on that only, outside our supermarkets names also did update or not, D-mart, okay, Pharma mart, E-mart, these all things came, right? Mart is what, sir? Nothing but on storage. Data mart means what, sir? Data storage. Data storage, okay. That's the reason E-mart means electronics goods storage place. Okay, that's the reason. Based on that only, the names also outside it came. Perfect. So we are saying one subject area or one data mart or one business area, all are one and same. I am saying the subject area or business area or data mart in my OBIEE is called as what, sir? Business model. Business model. Suppose tomorrow anyone asks a question, what is business model? At the time, what is the answer, sir? Business model is one business area, or it is a one subject area, or it is a one data mart. Can you give some examples, sir? Yes. One is sales is one business area. Loyalty is one business area. Finance is one business area. Inventory is one business area. Like this, you can give a number of examples. Okay, perfect. Now we understand what is business model. Now I need to understand how to create this business model. Now I am going and I am creating business model. Right click on this one. Then I am going for new business model. Click on this new business model. Then give some name. I am giving the name as your batch number B151 underscore. Let us say sales is my business model. Sales is my business model. Here one option is there that is called as disabled. What is it meaning is, at this point of time, you are not going to develop a report based on this one, right? Because still you didn't complete a presentation layer. And still you didn't load it into the servers also. Till the point we are completed presentation layer, entire thing, and we are making sure no bugs are available in our RPD. This will be in the position of disabled only. If there is no box, automatically it will come into the enabled position. Don't worry. Okay, I am clicking on OK. Whenever it is disabled, the icon also will be white color and some red mark will be coming out of the picture. Okay, now if people understand what is business model, business model examples, how to create business model, These are the 3 points what you understand. Next point we need to understand, what, sir? Creating the logical tables and columns. Why I am saying clearly logical tables is, this layer is called as what, sir? Logical layer. This is called as physical table or not? This is called as physical column or not? Yes. Now whatever I am going to create here, that is called as logical table. Let me create one logical table. Right click, new object. Then I have an option that is logical table. And I am giving one name. Let us say this is equal to D1. D1 stands for dimension table 1. Next, this is I am saying as time. D1 time. That means I am going to talk only time parameters. Click on OK. I created one logical table. Each and every logical table must be mapped with physical layer or not? Answer is yes. Now, what are the things you want to map? Just drag and drop those things. Let us say in calendar you are looking for year column. Then drag and drop year column. And also you are looking for let us say month code column and day name column and YYMMDD column. Whatever you are looking, those all things just simply drag and drop onto this one. You need not take all the things whatever available here. You need to take whatever you require. Okay, right. Now if you see here carefully, whenever you drag and drop some column, those all columns created here. Now if you go and see inside this source folder, I have one thing that is called as what, sir? D1 underscore calendar 2. This D1 underscore calendar 2 is called as LTS. Is called as what, sir? LTS. LTS stands for logical table source. This is called as what, sir? Logical table. This is what, sir? Source folder. Logical table means LT. Source folder means what, sir? Yes. LT plus S is what, sir? LTS. Logical table source. That's how the name came for that one. Logical table source. Now, yes, this logical table source is available. Now my question is, tomorrow if I taken this year column into my report and I am running the report means, you should go and contact year or not? You should go and contact this year to this year, right? Somewhere you should have mapping. Suppose I want this year, I can rename whatever way I like, right? I mean to say, I'm renaming this as calendar year. Tomorrow I drag and drop this calendar year into my report. I am running the report. This should hit the column that is called as year column and you should paste the data. Whatever this in this year column, whatever we have in this year column, that data we should show in the report. That means there will be some mechanism, there should be some mapping. What is this one, sir? That's what? Mapping. There should be some mapping between this logical column and this physical column. Yes or no? Where this mapping will be available. This is the main for that one, sir. Mapping, everything will be taken care by logical table source. Logical table source. I am double click on this logical table source. Then I have a general tab. In general tab clearly it is saying I am taking data from which table, sir? ORCL database is there. In that database I have supply to schema is there. In that schema I have what, sir? D1 calendar 2. This is what my physical table source for me. This is what my physical table source for me. Now go for this column mapping. In the column mapping clearly I am saying this is what, sir? Logical column name, that is cal year. For this what is the physical column name, sir? Year. It is coming from which table? D1 underscore calendar 2. D1 underscore calendar 2 is physical table name or not? This year is physical column name or not? Why this is given as expression is, if I want to concatenate another column also I can concatenate. Let's say tomorrow first name, last name, two columns are in the physical layer. In the logical layer, you want to put that as a full name. There what we can do is full name is equal to first name concatenation, last name also I can do. That means here's some expression you can write. Anyhow, we'll learn expressions more about later point of time. As of now, you understand one point. That point is the mapping between logical column and physical column is available where, sir? Within the LTS. Within the LTS. That's the reason my business model mapping name is came. This is called as business model. Within this business model, I am mapping physical layer to logical layer. That's what the mapping mode is doing. Wherever you go, metadata only. Wherever you go, metadata only. This guy question is, in business layer also we have only metadata. Answer is, our semantic layer is called as metadata layer, sir. Semantic layer itself is called as metadata layer. Semantic layer is nothing but my RPD file. So throughout this RPD file, you have only metadata. Only metadata. Go ahead. Why I am calling is, if see here, this is D1 time. D1 time table physically available in the database? No, right? But this is physically available in the database or not? Yes. If I go to the database, the big question people understand, right? Why you are calling this as logical? Why you are calling that as physical? The answer is, physical layer, whatever things we have, physically it is available in the database. But logical, whatever things are available, that is not at all available in the database. Suppose I am going to the database, and I am giving supplier 2, then I am trying to connect. Once I connected, if I execute a query that is called as select star from D1 underscore calendar 2, it will give you happily result. If I write instead of D1 calendar 2, D1 calendar 2 is what, sir? It is the name in my physical layer. If I write, let us say D1, what's that? Time. Actually, database will accept the spaces. Yeah, I given space only. It is a logical name. It will not available in the database. Things which are available in the database are called as physical. Things which are not available in the database is called as logical. That's how it is called as logical. Am I clear? Suppose, okay, let me go with this example only. I don't want to go for any example. It is understand, right? Yes. Now, yes, we created one logical table that is called as D1 time. If you see this D1 time, business user also will come to understand, okay, it talks about time. Okay, next I want to create one more table. Similarly, logical table, new object. Next I want here, customers. This customers is my second table. I am saying customers. Whatever columns you want, those all columns you can drag and drop. Suppose you want all the columns, just drag and drop the table it all. If you drag and drop the table, then what happens, sir? All the columns came into the picture. Once this came, you can rename whatever you want. Next, once customers also completed, then go for one more table that is called as D3. Logical table, then I am going for D3. This is, I am naming it as products. In products also, if you think all the columns are required, then drag and drop. Then I want to go for one more table that is called as fact table. Fact table, I am naming it as F1. F1, that is equal to sales. I am dragging and dropping total orders into sales. Total order into sales. What's that? No issues. If you are not changing also, no issues. That is up to you. If you want to change, you can change the LTS. If you don't want to change, you can, nothing problem. Okay, up to you. For our better understanding, first one I change it, that's it. Perfect. Now, yes, you created, no issues, you created logical table. You created logical table and you created what, sir? Logical columns also created. Because whatever you have here, this is called as logical columns only. If I want to change this ACTL EXTND business user understanding format, let us say it is a dollars, I can rename it. Backend, the relationship is available. The relationship is available like this. Dollars is called as logical name. And this ACTL EXTND is called as physical name. It is coming from where, sir? B1 orders to table. That is a physical table name. Now I am clicking on OK. I am clicking on OK. Then, if you see closely, next step that is called as defining the logical joins. Defining the logical joins. Now you may ask one question at this point of time. What is the question is, sir, in the physical layer you given physical joins. This is what the join we given. Okay. Why I need to go for again a join in the BMM layer? This is one of the interview question also, important interview question. Already we have join in the physical layer. Why you are going for join in the BMM layer? The answer is in the physical layer, are you able to define driving table? Are you able to define type of the join? Are you able to define cardinality? No. These three things we can do only in BMM layer. That is the one reason. Next. By seeing this one, all the icons are came with number symbol, right? Number symbol means what, sir? Is a fact table or dimension table? Fact table. In the theory points I said that one clearly. It is a fact table. So my tool is not able to recognize what is dimension table, what is fact table without joins. In BMM layer without joins is not able to identify what is dimension table, what is fact table. This is one more reason. And tomorrow, if you ran one report back end, what is the process happens, you know? Our Oracle BA server, is OBIEE server. Oracle BA server will generate logical SQL. Once it is generated logical SQL, then it will generate physical SQL based on this logical SQL. Physical SQL based on this logical SQL. To generate this logical SQL also, we require what, sir? Logical join. More about logical SQL will deal later point of time. As of now, we have one logical SQL, just remember that much. So here totally we have 5 advantages. One is called as, you cannot define driving table, you cannot define cardinality, you cannot define type of join. Our tool is not able to identify dimension tables and fact tables, and logical SQL also will be created based on BMM layer joins. Okay, it is useful to create more optimized query. What is the optimized query mean, sir? Query which runs in lesser time is called as optimized query. That optimized query creation will be possible by using logical joins only. So to decide Oracle BA server, which is the optimized SQL, I require what, sir? Logical join. These are the top 5 reasons why I am going for logical join. Let us go and create that one. I am going for B151 sales. Right click. Then I am going for business model diagram, whole diagram. Then I got all the 4 tables. Then which is the fact table, sir? Here I have the join condition. Then this is the fact table. Fact table 2. Time table I drag, dimension table. And see here the difference between physical join and logical join is, in physical layer we used to provide this column is equal to this column, some physical condition we used to provide. Here that option is available, sir? No. It is just logical. That's it. No physical condition will be available. But you can set here one option that is called as driving table. What do you mean by driving table? Let us say I have 2 tables. One table contains only 2 records. Other table contains 100 records. If I drive my query using 2 records table, my query will execute fast. If I drive my query using 100 records table, my query will execute slow. Driving table is the one which is useful to improve bit performance. Always you need to select this driving table which contains less number of records. Always if people knows dimension tables will contain less number of records, right? Yes or no? Dimension tables contains less number of records. You can come to understand by seeing any 2 tables. If I take in one day I may have lakh of transactions, right? If I take an SBI bank, one day you have 1 lakh of transactions also throughout the world, yes or no? What I am trying to say is dimension table data is always too much less than fact table data. Okay, perfect. That is the driving table parameter. Next is a type of join. Yesterday we discussed about equi-join and non-equi-join only. Suppose I want to create outer join. In the outer join again I have left outer, right outer, full outer. If I want to define left outer join or right outer join or full outer join, how I can define? Where I can define? Where you can define, sir? Here you can define. In the physical layer you cannot define that one. So that means to define type of join also logical join is required. Next one, cardinality. Cardinalities are mainly 4 types of cardinalities are available. One is called as 1-to-1. One employee, if I am taking, that employee surely belongs to only one department. On the road, police guy is there. Police guy, if I pick, that guy belongs to which department, sir? Police department only. Okay. One master I picked, that guy is department. That guy belongs to which department, sir? Teachers department. 1-to-1. Second is called as 1-to-many. 1-to-many. If I take in one department, in that department I may have a number of employees or not. 1-to-many. Third is called as many-to-one. Many-to-one. A number of persons maybe belongs to one department. Okay, one group of police guys are there, those all are belongs to one department only. Many-to-many. If I take a student table, teachers table, one student may be mapped to a number of teachers, mathematics teacher, physics teacher, chemistry teacher, OBIEE teacher, okay, anything. Next, at the same time, one teacher also mapped to a number of students. I am the person, I am mapping to you all people, right? Yes, sir, there is a possibility many-to-many. More used cardinality in any tool, irrespective of the BI tool, irrespective of the business intelligence tool, we will use 1-to-many. What is it, sir? 1-to-many. In place of 1-to-1 also, if you use 1-to-many, no issues will be happens. No issues will be happens. Why? Because, see ideal case. I have one customer table, I have one sales table, sir. Ideal case is one customer may have a number of records in the sales table. But there is a chance like one customer may have only one record also in the sales table. Correct or not? Suppose I went only one time to the supermarket and I bought that shit. After that, I leave the India, I am a foreigner, let us say. I leave the India and I went somewhere. So one customer record is mapped to only one sales record. There is a possibility is there or not? In that situations also, my query will not give any problems to you. What I am trying to say from that example is, in place of 1-to-1 also, we can provide what, sir? 1-to-many, no issues will happen. No issues will happen. And no BI tool, that means it may be OBIEE, it may be SABBO, it may be Cognos, will not support many-to-many join. Why reason? Many-to-many join is nothing but Cartesian products join, sir. What is that? Cartesian product, that is cross join. Cross join means it will give invalid result. That is the reason we have some special mechanism to handle that many-to-many relationship that will be discussed in the specialist level. We'll go for 2 types of tables. One is called as bridge table, other one is called as helper table. That many-to-many relationship directly we will not provide. We will introduce some more tables in between and we'll try to break that into 1-to-many. That bridge table will break, that many-to-many relationship will break into 1-to-many by introducing one more table. Okay, we have 2 situations in that one. One situation we handle using bridge table, one situation we handle using helper table. At the time we'll come to understand clearly. As of now, cardinality will be defined. Cardinality will be defined where, sir? In logical layer. These are the 3 advantages. Once it is done, if you click on OK, if you click on this close, again you see, sir, here I given a join, right? I am expecting this D1 time should not contain this number symbol, but still number symbol is there. Still number symbol is there. If the problem is it is not refreshed properly. If it is not refreshed properly, what is the solution is? Go to again whole diagram. Just double click on that join. Don't do anything. Again click on OK. Close this one. Come here. What happens, sir? That is key. That is the refresh problem. Whenever you got that problem, just open again business model diagram, double click on the join and come back. Automatically it will be refreshed. Automatically it will be refreshed. In 0.6, 11.1.1.6, this problem is resolved, but in 0.5 it is there. we are using 0.5. In 0.6 also, they said it is resolved, but sometimes it is appearing actually. Sometimes it is appearing. Okay, anyhow, the solution is what, sir? Again, you need to open and you need to double click and you need to come back. That's it. Now, similarly, can you give logical join for other two things, sir? Yes, right click on this one, then business model diagram, then whole diagram, then go for join condition, sales to products, okay, sales to customers, okay. Now close this one, it's not refreshed, right click, business model diagram, next, whole diagram, double click on any one thing, then go for okay, then close this one, then automatically you are able to see what, sir? All the things are refreshed properly. Now my tool is able to identify which is dimension table, which is fact table. I given here D1, D2, D3, F1 like this, right? I given one systematic order. Why? Because automatically in BMM layer the objects will be sorted in A to Z. Sorted what, sir? In A to Z. There is no mechanism to keep the tables in which position, whatever position you want. We need to put the names is like that. That's the reason I given D1, D2, D3, F1. Because I want time in first position, that's what I given D1. Next I want customers in second position, I given D2. Tell me, if I want products in second position means what will do, sir? We will be naming that as D2, customers will be naming it as D3. Are you clear what I am trying to say? Based on the name only, automatically it will be sorting A to Z. That is the reason whatever position I want, the names I given like that. The D1 why I given is, it is symbolically, it is talking about what, sir? Dimension table. Fi why I am giving is symbolically is talking about fact table. We have only two types of tables. One is dimension table, other one is fact table. Yes, I hope if people understand this point, that is called as logical joins. You have answered now one interview question, that is why we require logical joins. Why we require logical joins? Answer is what, sir? 5 reasons are there in, with you. One is to define cardinality, to define driving table, to define type of join, that may be inner, left outer, right outer, full outer. Next what, sir? To write the logical SQL in a way, optimize the SQL query. Next what, sir? Fifth one is to identify dimension and fact tables properly. To identify dimension and fact tables properly. We have 5 reasons for one question. Perfect, that is clear. Next is what, sir? Modify the logical tables and columns. Modify the logical tables and columns. What is that meaning? What is that meaning is, as I said earlier, we are going to simplify physical schema in such a way business user understands it. Business user understands it. Business user will not like if you provide underscores in our table, right? No underscores. If you provide underscores in our table, it will not be liked by the customer, right? That is the reason in place of underscore what you need to provide, sir? Space you need to provide. Suppose here I have only one column, so you can manage that one, no issues. But I have, let us say, 100 columns, what you will do? Are you going to modify one by one column? No. There should be a mechanism to automate this one. In this automation, what I am exactly going to do is, one is, wherever underscore is there, that I want to replace with space. Second is, by default, all letters are came in the capital letters. I don't like that one. I want all letters are in small case, but first letter of that one is what, sir? Caps. Init cap, initial capital I want. These are the two changes what I am going to do. Let us go and do that one. Here I have tools. There I have one thing that is called as utilities. Click on this utilities. Then I have one thing that is called as rename wizard, execute. Now if you observe carefully, I have here 2 layers. One is called as BMM layer, I have presentation layer. That means renaming is possible only in BMM layer and presentation layer. That means, right? Is it not possible to rename physical layer objects? Okay, that's correct. It is possible to rename. Suppose if you want to make this as products and I want to make, let us say, products 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. I can rename it. But the thing is, whenever you right click on, whenever you are calling this one, click on view data, it's throwing error. Why? Because the database what is saying, sir? It's executing with that name. That name is not available. That is the reason it's throwing. That is the reason physical layer names are not at all renamed. Still your business is demanding. Surely you need to rename. Whatever physical layer objects are there, those objects you need to rename. They provide one alternate solution also. That alternate solution is right click on new object and you can create alias and you can write whatever you want. Then that will be appear here. Alias is nothing but it's kind of shortcut, sir. It's kind of shortcut in our system. Let's say some drive, E drive, songs folder. We have one folder that is called as, what is the new feature, sir? My latest new feature which I saw is Pokiri in the ether. So that is not my latest. Okay, what is your new feature, sir? What is your new latest feature? Huh? What is that, sir? Okay, Adinayakudu. Okay, right. Okay, so if we want to put that Adinayakudu shortcut on our desktop, you can put it, right? What will happen, sir? Anything if you change in that one, automatically shortcut by clicking that is invoking over there. Similarly, this column if you take in, automatically is internally pointing to where, sir? The column, this one. Any changes occurred here, that will be automatically changes here. I mean to say, let us say if I am renaming this PG code as 1, PG code 1. Okay, then what happens, sir, here? Automatically is renamed or not? That means any changes occurred in this one, automatically will be reflected here. Suppose if I added one column here, let us say new object, next what, sir? Physical column, I am saying 1, 2, 3, 4. This 1, 2, 3, 4 column is created here also or not? Yes. What I am trying to say is, just it is a Xerox copy. Whatever we have over there, that will be appears here. Now, as of now, you people understand what is the meaning of alias. Why I need to create alias also, right? If your business is demanding, surely you need to rename, rename physical layer. Then you can go for that one. What is that? Key you can make whatever way you want. Alias will not recognize key. If you want to make some other key also, you can make it. Okay. Anyhow, I need to discuss alias so many points. Later point I will discuss. As of now, you people understand, renaming is possible only in which layer, sir? BMM layer and presentation layer. Directly objects you can rename, but if you want to rename here, means that is not possible. It will allow you, but it throw error. That is the reason don't rename original table names. Don't rename original table names or column names, anything. Perfect. Now I am going for tools and utilities, then rename wizard, then execute, then go for BMM layer. There I have these all objects I want to rename. That's the reason what I am saying, sir. Add hierarchy, click on next. Then what are the objects I selected is business model I selected. This is my business model. Then logical table I selected. This is D1 time logical table. Logical table source folder. This is source folder. Logical table source. This is a logical table source. Logical column. This is logical column. That means all the things I selected. Click on next. What exactly you want to do? Wherever underscore is available, that I want to replace with space. And all letters I want to convert into lowercase. Then first letter I want to convert into capital. Click on next. Click on finish. See here all the things are changed or not? Yes. Answer is yes. Right. Perfect. You understand? You people understand? You people understand how to rename it properly, right? Yes. Next point. Next point is defining the measure. What is the meaning of defining the measure? Suppose if you see here, I have here dollars column, and I have here, let us say generic product name, generic description. Any difference in there in the symbols, sir? Both are staying as normal descriptive column. We have columns of how many types, sir? 3 types. What are those? Key column, string or descriptive columns, measure column. These are the 3 types of columns what available. Now, Key columns are okay, no issues. Descriptive columns are okay, no issues. But measure columns are not happy. Measure column and this column, what is the difference, sir? Measure column will be always associated with one aggregation rule. Measure column will be always associated with one aggregation rule. Suppose, let us see here, I will do one report, sir, for you. I am doing one report that is called as WebLogic RR iTech 123. Don't understand how this window is came, how these are things. Just understand the things what I am doing. I am going for supplier sales, and I am taking two columns here. One is called as region, other is called as dollars. It is not ever RPD, sir, someone's one. Okay. Dollars. I am clicking on this results button. Then we got here exactly 3 records. Central region, what is the sales? East region, what is the sales? West region, what is the sales? Okay. Now, is it that in the database, in the table, the data is summed and it is kept as like that, sir? No, right? No, right? That means in runtime it is summing or not? Who said to submit, sir? We are defining dollars is the measure column. By default, you need to sum that one. If you are not summing, what will happen? I will show you that also. Let me open this RPD. Whatever I open this RPD, that one I am opening in online mode. BA administration. This is not ever RPD, sir. Just focus on what I am doing. That's it. This is someone's RPD. It is already available in the server. That server copy I am opening. RRITech 123. What I am doing is, I have here one column. That column is called as dollars column, right? Dollars column is by default associated with one aggregation rule that is called as sum. I am making this as none. Click on OK. Click on OK. The symbol is changing to normal position. Check in changes. Yes. Is not consistent. Function ago requires at least one measure column. Okay. Based on this dollars column, I have so many calculations. Are you clear what I am trying to say? Based on this dollars column, I have so many things. That's the reason it is throwing that one. What I can do is, what is that? That is a one option what I have. So what I can do is, this dollars column I don't want to disturb. Okay, that I will keep as it is. What I am doing is, I am duplicating this dollars column. And I am giving some name here. Let us say dollars underscore your batch number. Your batch number is B151. Okay, for this dollars 151, and I am going and I am keeping here also none. Click on OK. Then I am going for checking changes. Yes, is consistent, no issues. Close. Drag and drop your column into this layer. I am dragging and dropping your column into this layer. Then I am checking in changes. Yes, no issues. Now go to your front end, reporting end. That changes need to reflect here means we need to reload it. I reloaded. Once you reloaded, what I am doing is I am removing this column. Let me go for other report otherwise. New analysis, supplier sales. Okay. I am going for two columns as usual. Previously whatever I done. One is what, sir? Region column. Second is what, sir? Just now you created one column that is called as this one, right? If I click on results, then you will see lot of records. What is happening, sir? Here it is also central. These all transactions are corresponding to central, but it is not doing what, sir? Submit is not doing. If you want to do this, how many records you got, sir? So many records you got. Like this, you provide report to client. Client will accept. Client will not accept. Okay, he will not be happy with that one. To make client happy, what we need to do is we need to go and we need to change what, sir? This formula backend. We have to go and I need to make as sum. Click on OK. Automatically changes. Then go for check-in changes. Yes. Close. Then go and make as reload server metadata. Once you reloaded, then refresh this one. I am refreshing. What happens, sir? Automatically summed up or not? Automatically summed up. So now if people understand the difference between summed column and not summed column, right? Yes or no? So each and every measure column must be associated with one aggregation rule. If it is not associated, then we'll get very transactional records how it was stored in the database. How it was stored in the database table, that record has to become. But we don't want how it is stored in the database. We want, as per the client requirement, if you like to see region versus dollars, it should be summed up as per region. If you like to see year versus dollars, it should be summed up as per year. If you like to see, let us say, product versus dollars, it should be summed up as per product. Like that, automatically I want summarization based on the view of the customer. If the customer view is product wise, then it should be product wise. If the customer view is year wise, then it should be roll up year wise. Now I am going and I am making this dollars column as what, sir? Summarization. You have reason why you are making that like that also. Similarly, unit order also I want to make as sum. This also we have reason why you are making like that. Unit shift also I am making. You have reason why you are making like that. Okay. Suppose we have, let us say, student number. You want to know go for count of student numbers. Then what you need to do, sir? Instead of your sum rule, what you need to apply? Count. We have functions, two types of functions, sir. One is called as single row functions. Second is called as aggregate functions or multiple row functions. Single row functions examples are toChar, toNumber. These all are single row functions. That means on one row it will be operated. Multiple row functions or aggregate functions are called as what, sir? These functions. It will be applied on multiple rows. It will be applied on multiple rows. Yes, you understand any of the point? No issues. You defined dollars, unit ordered, unit shipped as measure columns. Measure columns. I completed fifth step also. Yes, let me recall once again. We understand business model. What is the business model, sir? Business model is a subject area or data mart or business area or data mart or subject area. Anything is called as that is business model. Next point is what, sir? Business model examples are, one is sales, inventory, finance, loyalty. These all are business model examples. Next one, business model creation is simply right click on BMM layer, then you can create the business model. Next one, business model contains a number of logical tables. Logical table is mapped with the physical table, and one logical table may contain n number of physical tables also. What does it mean? One logical table may map to n number of physical tables also. What does that meaning is? If I say this is my product, sir. Suppose tomorrow I have one more product table here, and that also I want to integrate. As of now I don't have that product table. I am dragging and dropping one column from customers and I am dragging and dropping onto products. What happens, sir? Cities came here, automatically one more logical table sources came, right? Yes or no? That means one logical table is mapped with multiple physical tables or not? Hello? Anyone is asking any question?
No, this is Surya. Just switched my phone, that's all.
Perfect. What is that my meaning, sir? One logical table may map to a number of physical tables or not? Yes or no? Yes, the answer is yes. And also I would like to tell one more point here. One logical column also may map to a number of physical columns. That is possible. How it is possible is, let us say I am creating one column, sir, here. Let us say I am going for LTS. In the LTS I have one option, that is what, sir? New column. I am saying this as pending orders. Pending orders is nothing but what, sir? Number of units ordered I got minus number of units I delivered. That will be gives you by expression physical tables, D1 orders to my physical columns are what, sir? Unit ordered, next minus unit shaped. Click on OK. That means, can you tell me pending orders is mapped with two columns in the physical layer or not? Yes. That means second point is one logical column may map with n number of physical columns. Similarly, here I have one business model, right? One business model is there. Some sales data is coming from this Oracle database. Some sales data is coming from some Excel database. I also can drag and drop that also into my business model. That means what, sir? One business model may contain data from multiple data sources. So here all are one too many. One business model may map to n number of databases. One logical table may map to n number of physical tables. One logical column may map to n number of physical columns. All are one too many. Okay, perfect. We understand that point very clearly. Okay, next we are discussing about logical tables, sir. We understand. Next what, sir? Logical columns. We understand. Next what, sir? How to create giants, logical giants. Why you are going for logical giants? In fact, we already created physical giants in the physical layer. Is the reasons are 5 reasons we have. In physical layer, we cannot do cardinality, we cannot mention driving table, we cannot maintain type of giant, and no logical SQL will be created based on the BMM layer logical giants. And what, sir? One more thing is there. To identify dimension tables and fact tables by the tool, we require logical giant. These are the 5 reasons why you are going for logical giants. Next, fifth one, sorry. Measures, right? No, renaming, modifying the objects. So modifying the objects means nothing but renaming. These all things will be taken care. Last one is measures. Each and every measure column will be associated with one aggregation rule. Now we'll go one by one point through the slide. Yes. First one is objective. We need to understand end of this one. Identify the objects in the business model and mapping layer of a repository. Are you in a position to identify the objects or not? Next, build a business model. We need to understand how to build the business model. Already we build one business model that is called as sales. Third one is called as create measures in a business model. We know how to create the measures in a business model. Business model mapping layer is nothing but basis of the user's view of the data. This point is important. Basis of the user's view of the data. Basis means what's our foundation. We are constructing one home. In that one, foundation is nothing but base. That is the basis of the user's view of the data. Whatever way he is thinking about his data, we will convert into that terminology. Next, we have these are the objects. One is called as business model. This one I didn't explain as of now. We have one object that is called as hierarchy. That will come later point of time. Next what, sir? Logical dimension tables, logical fact tables, logical table source, logical columns, measures. Okay. Only one thing we didn't discuss, that is called as dimension hierarchy. That will come later point of time. What are steps I given? Those steps are very basic steps, sir. Lot of things you can do in the BMM layer. I said already, measure work is involved where, sir? In BMM layer only. Whatever I given the steps is basic steps. Perfect. Now what do you mean by business model mapping? BMM layer objects map to source data objects in the physical layer. Mappings are typically not one-to-one, not one-to-one. If you see here, supplier sales data, business model may map to multiple data sources that I shown. Logical table may map to multiple physical tables. Logical columns may map to multiple physical columns. All are one too many. Okay. Next one. Business model mapping layer objects. First one is business model. If people understand what is the business model, logical table source, logical column, logical primary keys, logical joins, measures, rename BMM layer objects. All the things we have. We'll go one by one object. Business model is the highest level objects in the BMM layer. Correct or not? What is the highest level objects in the physical layer, sir? Database name, data source. Next, contains the business model definitions and the mappings from logical to physical tables. Simplifies the physical schema. We are simplifying. Captures how users think about their business using their own vocabulary. ACTL exchange is one example that it can be understood by technical team but cannot be understood by business team. That is the reason we converted that as what, sir? Dollars. Next, logical tables represents facts or dimension data.
can be created automatically by dragging tables from physical layer manually by right clicking business model and selecting new object. Okay, you understand the point, sir? Yes. Can be modified without affecting physical layer objects. That means I renamed, whenever I renaming, is it physical layer names are changing, sir? No. Next, logical table sources defines the mapping from a logical table to physical table. Actually, original mapping is available where, sir? Within LTS. Logical tables may have multiple logical table sources. I shown you already. If I taken one city column into products is what, sir? Logical table. Inside this logical table previously what we saw, sir? 2 LTS we saw. Yes, that means one logical table contains multiple LTS or not? Yes. Next, logical table source column mapping. We understand dollars is the column which is mapped with the ACTL exchange, which is coming from this one. Next, logical columns represents the business view of the data, whatever a user is thinking, in that way it will represents. May map to many columns in the physical layer. We understand pending orders is mapped with unit order and unit shipped. May be defined by other logical columns. That means if you want to derive using existing columns also you can define it. I will tell you how to do that one in the calculation chapter. Okay, that is very simple job. If you want you can do immediately also. This the table is there, right click, go for new object, let us go for logical columns, let us say some column, and I am going for column source. This I am saying derive from existing columns using an expression. Click on this one. This is what, sir? Logical table. This is what, sir? Fact table. Let us say I want this column. Click on OK. This column is coming from where, sir? B151 sales. That is your business model name. This is what, sir? Your logical table name, logical fact table name. That means this column is coming from BMM layer objects or not? Yes, that's what the meaning. Anyhow, we will discuss that in the calculation part very clearly. Can be created automatically by dragging and dropping. Can be created manually. Next, logical primary keys. Defines unique identifiers for logical tables. Defines the lowest level of detail of a logical table are required for each logical dimension table for a valid repository. You understand this one, sir? Each and every dimension, last point is important. Each and every dimension table must have a primary key. Without that, if you move forward, that's it. Your RPD will be thrown error. So what is the important point, sir? Each and every dimension table must have a primary key column. That is the reason while I am doing itself, I make sure that I have primary key. This primary key already we created in the physical layer. We drag and drop means automatically it came in the BMM layer also. Are you clear, sir? Whatever we created yesterday in the physical layer, you drag and drop automatically it is affected in the BMM layer. Perfect. But rule is what, sir, here? Each and every dimension table must have a primary key column in the BMM layer. If that rule is not following by you, end of the day it will throw error. Next, logical joins. This is what creating the join. We created the logical joins and we made this as like this, right? Yes, express the cardinality relationship between logical tables and are required for a valid business model. Without this logical join also it's no problem. Error. Next what, sir? Help Oracle base server to understand the relationship between various objects of the business model. Examining the logical joins is an integral part of how Oracle base server figures out how to construct the physical queries. So physical query if you want to create means what is required, sir? Logical query is required. Without logical query, my Oracle base server not able to create the queries. That's the reason I said fifth point. Fifth point is what, sir? Logical joins are required to create optimized queries. That's the reason I written that point. Next one. Logical joins explanation only. It is easy to define join relationship in BMM layer. Allows Oracle base server to make the best decision about the exact physical SQL to generate based on the logical query path. Exact SQL means that is optimized SQL. Okay, next. Measures are the facts a business uses to evaluate its performance. Revenue is one fact, units is one fact, action units is one fact. These all are what, sir? Measures. Are calculations that define measurable quantities are created on logical columns in the fact table. You have a defined aggregation rule. Aggregation rule may be some average, min, max, standard deviation, anything. Next, these are the steps what you understand. If you go for the steps wise also, just you right click and you made the business model. Next, we create the logical tables just by dragging and dropping, or we are using new object logical table. Then we went for defining the logical joins. Then we went for modifying logical tables and columns. In that one we understand rename tables and columns. Did you know or not? Reorder tables and columns. Did you know or not? We need to follow the order. Next is what, sir? Add or delete tables and columns. You know or not? Add or delete sources. Cut, copy and paste objects. This is one more important option. Suppose this one I want to copy and I want to paste here. Yes, you can go ahead and you can paste here. That means what, sir? One object you can move another object by simply copy and paste. Copy and paste. It is very useful if you want to maintain two identical things. Two identical things if you want to maintain, then you can copy and paste here. Are you clear, sir? What I'm trying to say? Yes or no? Right. So as of now I am deleting this one. Suppose this is also very useful. The situation is in the development environment. You have an RPD. In the production environment, you have an RPD. You added only one column in the development environment. Because of that column, is it really required to create the one ticket and make the all servers in down and trouble all the customers? I don't think so. At the time, what you can do is you can open these two RPDs simultaneously, and in this RPD you can copy this column and you can paste into another RPD. That is a fraction of seconds job, right? Actual process what we need to follow to disturb the production means we need to raise one ticket. The ticket is called as normally remedy tool. One tool you use. Remedy spelling is REMEDY. There is a tool what is the famous. Okay, similar tools are available in the market. So many tools are available. Once you raise the ticket, that will reach to my manager. That guy need to approve. That also reach to the customers who are affecting. Those guys also need to say no issues with that one. Then we need to send formal mail to all the users. This is what this time to this time the server is down. Then we need to do this process. Did you think like this is really required? Officially if you go, this is required. But as per our perspective, I don't think so it is that required. You can copy and paste. No issues. Okay, right. That's clear. That's how this cut, copy, paste will be useful. Next one is what, sir? Defining the measure. Just you double click on one column, you associate with one, then I got this one. Okay, then best practices, what we need to follow, just go through this one. Then summary, that is completed. This is the practice what we need to do in the lab. With this I completed total BMM layer. Go to lab and try to read one by one line the presentation. However, I explained in the classroom. Similarly, you need to read one by one line the presentation. Once it is completed, go for my classroom notes, then go for my hands-on whatever I given. Any questions? Thank you. Yes, one question is there?